I feel like it's so crazy how in life, whenever we reach our breaking point and we finally decide to let whatever it is go, is when it decides to stay. Whether that's in a relationship or with money, in order to truly acquire anything, you have to be willing to let it go. And this topic today really makes me think of the quote, "Scare money don't make no money." If we spend majority of our lives trying to hold on or preserve something, this is when we tend to lose it most. If you do not put yourself in a position to take that risk or be open to the idea of possibly losing it, knowing that no matter what, it's going to come back to you, then the only thing that's going to happen in the long run is you're going to lose it anyways. And once I really do sit down and think about it, anything in my life that I was 100% scared of losing, whether that was a girlfriend, whether that was money, whether that was a friendship, these are all things that I lost. But what we need to do is train ourselves to be okay with this idea of being without. Understanding that if it's meant for us, then it'll come back. We need to have that abundance mindset. But once this feeling of fear gets placed in our head, and now we're trying our best to preserve our resources and what we have going on, is the very moment that we'll lose it all. But what we have to do is learn to let go, because letting go teaches you how to have faith. And I feel like what we tend to do as humans is we may say we're letting something go, or we may say we're letting someone go, but we're still clinging on. This is the exact thing as being scared to lose it. This is the exact thing as being scared to fully let go. So to eliminate this feeling of fear of losing whatever it may be, or letting go in general, we have to learn to be more confident and have more faith in our future and what's to come. There's always going to be more money out here to make. There's always going to be more people out here for you to get to know. So whatever it is that you could possibly go through, you cannot be afraid to lose it. In order to see anything stay in your life, you have to be willing to let it go. You have to be willing to take that risk, knowing that no matter what, it will come back to you in the long run. And just really keep in mind that if you're scared to lose anything right now, then it's already lost. If you already put yourself in a mentality to be fearful without a certain possession or without having somebody by your side, then mentally you've already lost them. Because this feeling of fear makes you vulnerable. And when you're vulnerable, you're more susceptible to enemy attacks and all types of other things. So if there's anything in your life right now that you've been clinging on to, trying your best to not let go of, holding on because you may believe that it's meant for you, whether it's money that you're not willing to take a risk with, you're not willing to invest in your overall purpose and your goals in life, or a love that you've been holding on to for years that you're afraid of letting go. One of the major tests to see if it's meant for you is to truly let it go. Being able to accept whatever comes with this idea of letting something go. Because, for example, if you go take, let's say you've been saving money, man, and you take $10,000 of your money and you go invest in a small business with the mindset that, hey, I'm scared and I may not get this money back. Odds of you getting that money back are slim. You may not ever get that money back. But if you eliminate this feeling of fear and you put it in your head that it doesn't matter how much money you spend, you're going to get this money back, then you will eventually get it all back. Because in a sense, we all know that you are your thoughts. The things that we think and allow ourselves to take in on a daily basis eventually becomes our reality. So if you're somebody that's scared, or if you're somebody that's in a position to trying to hold on to all these things in your life out of fear, whenever you do finally decide to slip up and let these things go, they'll probably never come back to you. Fear is the number one way to lose anything, and not just temporarily, but sometimes forever. So just keep this in mind, man, when you meet somebody new and you may really care about them, you may want them to stay in your life. The only thing that's going to keep that person in your life is them seeing clearly that you're not afraid to lose them. Them seeing clearly that you have boundaries and you have respect, for yourself. And if certain, lines are crossed, then it doesn't matter who they are, you're going to stand on your principles and your morals. But if a person doesn't see this, if a person doesn't see that you don't respect yourself enough to even stand on your beliefs even prior to meeting them, then this is the number one way to lose whatever it is that you're trying to hold on to. And I've done this for so many years. I used to meet people that I may have thought was really cool, and I used to tell them, I'm never leaving you. We're going to be here forever and we're going to ride this out. And we got to be real cautious of what we're telling people. We got to be real cautious of the things that's coming out of our mouths, because regardless of anything, people are going to listen. And all I pretty much said in a sense was, you could do whatever it is that you want and I'm not going anywhere. So truly learning how to adapt that feeling of being alone and being okay with your true solitude and whatever you have going on in your life will open up the doors for you to actually acquire the people that need to be in your life. Will open up the doors for you to acquire the finances that you need to actually get yourself to that next level. But don't be scared to let somebody go, especially if you love them. Don't be scared to let this money go and take that risk and bet on yourself because nobody else is going to do it. The only thing that's going to happen is 10 years down the line, when you have that money or double, you're going to look back like, man, when I was 10 years younger, I should have took that risk when I had the chance, or I should have invested in that business because it skyrocketed, you know? I don't know if any of y'all remember that stock. I think it was a Bitcoin, but it was Dogecoin or something similar to that. And I remember when social media and everybody was going crazy, before it blew up. And I say that to say that a lot of people aren't willing to take that risk. Whenever something catches that initial spark, a lot of people aren't willing to risk whatever they have going on to better their lives. But if a lot of us would have took $10,000 or whatever the case may have been to actually invest, we would have profited crazy off that Bitcoin. And even me, being scared to actually take that loss and be without, I invested $20 and I still profited like 300 and something dollars off just that. So that tells you the amount that it grew, which was insane. So we really just can't be scared to bet on ourselves. We can't be scared to lose in life. We can't be scared to fail. We can't be scared to go through these hardships, because I promise you, you're going to overcome the challenge, whether it is a loss in the long run or it isn't. But if you made it to the end of the video, man, I appreciate you so much. It's your boy Blue J Tay. Drop a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace.